In Mark chapter 15, beginning at verse 16, Mark records that after Pilate had condemned Jesus, the soldiers led him away. And this morning what I'd like to do is simply read the passages that take us to Jesus on the cross. And what I want you to do is keep in your mind the idea, if only they had known. If only they had known who this was. If only they had known what He came to do. If only they had known. And the soldiers led Him away inside the palace, that is, the governor's headquarters. And they called together the whole battalion. And they clothed Him in a purple cloak. And twisting together a crown of thorns, they put it on Him. And they began to salute Him, "Hail, King of the Jews." And they were striking His head with a reed and spitting on Him and kneeling down in homage to Him. And when they had mocked Him, they stripped Him of the purple cloak and put His own clothes on Him, and they led Him out to crucify Him. If only they had known. And they compelled a passerby, Simon of Cyrene, who was coming in from the country, the father of Alexander and Rufus, to carry his cross. And they brought him to the place called Golgotha, which means place of a skull. And they offered him wine mixed with myrrh, but he did not take it. And they crucified Him and divided His garments among them, casting lots for them to decide what each should take. And it was the third hour when they crucified Him. And the inscription of the charge against Him read, "The King of the Jews." And with Him they crucified two robbers, one on His right and one on His left. And those who passed by derided Him, wagging their heads, saying, "Aha! You who would destroy the temple and rebuild it in 3 days, save yourself and come down from the cross." So also the chief priests with the scribes mocked Him to one another, saying, "He saved others. He cannot save Himself. Let the Christ, the King of Israel, come down from the cross that we may see and believe." Those who were crucified with Him also reviled Him. If only they had known. If only they had known He was the King of Kings. If only they had known that they were destroying the temple, but in 3 days He would rebuild it. If only they had known that it was only by staying on the cross that He could save others. Only by not saving Himself could He save them. If only they had known that if He had come down from the cross, belief in Him would have been meaningless. If only they had known.